It's like right under people's noses. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Is it risky for you to say, you know, in public that you believe in UFOs and aliens?
I don't care.
You don't worry that some people will say, did you hear that guy? He sounds like he's crazy.
I don't care.
Why not?
It's not going to make a difference.
The universe grows smaller every day, and the threat of aggression by any group, anywhere, can no longer be tolerated. Join us and live in peace, or pursue your present course and face obliteration. We shall be waiting for your answer. The decision rests with you.
This program to give you a bulletin just received from one of our naval units at sea. A large object traveling at supersonic speed is headed over the North Atlantic toward the east coast of the United States.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Drew Pearson. We bring you this special radio television broadcast in order to give you the very latest information on an amazing phenomenon, the arrival of a space ship in Washington. The Army has taken every precaution to meet any emergency which may develop.
I believe, these gentlemen believe, that this planet is being visited by beings from another world who, for whatever reason, have taken an interest in the nuclear arms race which began at the end of World War II. Regarding the missile shutdown incidents, my opinion, their opinion, is that whoever are aboard these craft are sending a signal to both Washington and Moscow, among others, that we are playing with fire.
Bourne Air Force Base out in Wyoming, and bottom line is this. For less than an hour, about an hour on Saturday, the base lost primary communication with about 50 intercontinental ballistic missiles. Bottom line, the U.S. has about 450 of these missiles. 50 they lost primary communication with. So for about an hour, 1/9 of the U.S. stockpile was out of primary communication. Now, backup systems kicked in. That allowed the people at the base to still monitor the missiles, and we're told they could still be launch capable. They still could have been launched. They may have had to have been controlled by another entity, not the actual people down in the bunker who would normally be in touch with those missiles. Now, we're also told here at the Pentagon that the highest levels of military leadership were notified immediately when this happened. Atlantic Monthly is reporting that President Obama was also briefed on the situation. Right now, at this moment, we're told that engineers are looking into the cause of this, although we're told no malicious action is suspected at this point. But again, serious enough that the highest levels of the military leadership, and possibly even above that, had to be notified.
Yeah, the Atlantic, the National Journal, which is part of the Atlantic, they say the president was notified this morning, which raises the question, why was he only notified this morning if this happened over the weekend?
On Saturday.
Yeah, on Saturday. We'll dig deeper on that. Chris,
Congress shall now vote for approval of H.R. 8791, the Homeland Terrorism Preparedness Bill. Said bill requests emergency response funding up to and including, this section is classified, dollars to prepare for a national level terrorist attack and or attack from classified. Funding for first responder personnel and vehicles would be doubled if said attack leads to more than 80% of national population being affected by classified. This funding shall commence in conjunction with the first attack on classified, or the first large-scale outbreak of classified, dependent upon which comes first. Civilian and military units shall be trained in containment and combat of classified, including irradiated classified, with possibility of classified airborne, classified flesh-eating, classified, and or all of the above in such event as classified spewing, classified escape, are released or otherwise become uncontrollable. Air Force units may also be directed to combat said classified due to their enormous size and otherworldly strengths. Should event occur in urban areas, that's classified, far surpassing our darkest nightmares. Should casualties exceed classified, body disposal actions shall be halted and associated resources shall be reallocated to classified underground, classified protected birthing centers. A new Bill of Rights shall be drafted and approved by classified. Having now reviewed the bill, I ask you to please cast your vote.
Astronomers from around the world are expressing excitement about a radio signal coming from deep space. New Scientist magazine reports some say it might be a signal from an alien civilization. The signal coming from a point between the Pisces and Aries constellations has been detected 3 times by the SETI radio telescope in Puerto Rico. The giant antenna uses a worldwide network of personal computers to sift radio signals from space.
Sounds like a movie.
It does.
Contact, maybe?
Yeah,
Thank you, Bill. Bay Area scientists today said we need to decide what we're going to say to extraterrestrials. A recent discovery of a mystery signal, along with new technology, are leading some to predict we'll soon have a chance for a cosmic conversation. It's really startling when you think about it. KTVU Health and Science Editor John Fowler is here now with more. John?
Startling it is, and it could be humanity's most important message, a simple hello. Across the globe, radio receivers like these are listening for a signal of intelligent life in the universe. And as in the movie Contact, real astronomers today say they have at least one mystery signal picked up by this dish in Puerto Rico last month. And they're confident technical advances will turn up a sign of ET.
We probably won't be able to decode it. We'll know they're out there, there's something out there, but we won't know much about their civilization. We're just learning how to do this, and we really don't know what we're up to, and so we need to be careful.
But in 2001, suddenly the media paid some interest, because then something appeared that was almost impossible to overlook. Right behind me is Britain's largest radio telescope, the Chilbolton Observatory. And here it was that the greatest sensation in the crop circle history was to appear in the fields right in front of the telescope. On the morning of 14th of August 2001, a formation was discovered which was different from any other previously seen. From the ground it looked like a tangled mess, wisps of crops spread around in no system. However, in the evening with growing shadows, a picture appeared, unmistakably that of a face. That picture represented a whole new technique, a screen technique, the same that's used for printing a picture on paper. 3 days later, the face was joined by something that looked like a data strip. rows of counters made out of standing and flattened crop. But soon an astonishing similarity is discovered. In 1974, the astronomer Carl Sagan composed a message that NASA sent into space from the Arecibo telescope in Puerto Rico. Binary figures which constituted a graphic code presenting key factors about humans and the planet we live on. 27 years later, an identical pattern appears in a crop field right in front of a similar radio telescope. However, on closer inspection, it seemed to show that the code contained some fundamental differences. Sagan's message explained our calculation system, the dominant chemical substances within the elements that create life on Earth, about our DNA code, humans' height and quantity, and that we live on the third planet in our solar system, and lastly, a sketch of our radio telescope. The message received described the same calculation system, but that silicon is most dominant in life forms in contrast to carbon. The drawing also clearly shows a humanoid figure with large head in relation to its body. It's also explained that they have an extra string in their DNA, are approximately 4 feet tall, inhabit the third, fourth and fifth planets in their solar system, and have a population of around 21.3 billion. Underneath, the telescope has been replaced by something more complex. 1 year earlier, a strange crop circle had appeared in the same place. Is this the same illustration as in the sender's code? Is this the correspondence radio telescope? If this is not an extremely clever and well-calculated joke conducted by humans, is it a serious response from an alien civilization?
It is the people's war. It is our war. We are the fighters. Fight it then. Fight it with all that is in us. And may God defend the right.